It's what?
It cannot be contested.
I don't know.
Excuse me, madam.
I don't know what can be contested and what can be contested.
Yeah, well, because we don't know whether that certificate is actually belongs to the Simpiwe that we're talking about here.
But you haven't looked at it.
We don't know.
You haven't looked at this, Mr. Mnisi. Have you looked at it?
I can look at it multiple times, my lord, but the fact would remain.
No, it will have a...
How do I ascertain that indeed it belongs to him?
But
that the information that is contained in that death certificate, that abridged death certificate, relates to the Simpiwe.
Is it contested that Mr. Simpiwe Buthelezi is not dead?
My lord?
Is it contested or disputed that the late, let me not say the late, a gentleman called Mr. Simpiwe Buthelezi is not dead?
No, certainly not, my lord.
He's not dead.
No, what I'm saying is that is not contested.
Oh, I see, okay.
Those are instructions that are coming from accused number 3.
Not contested?
Yes.
So, but the death certificate, you say it could be of some other person?
No, I'm not saying that, my lord. What I'm saying is we are neutral. We can neither accept nor dispute that information that is contained there. For us to say we accept that information, we need to ascertain that indeed the Simpiwe that has been referred all along here is the same Simpiwe, body and limb, posthumously, that is also referred in that abridged death certificate.
Can I have it? It must be handed in, this certificate. You'll get a copy, a certified copy. Oh, it's in the docket, by the way.
It's in the docket, man.
So, yeah, it's a court document now. Can you mark it, Mr. Baloyi, with your partner there, because it has been disputed that the contents of that death certificate cannot be admitted or are not admitted.
Kade asho khona ke umeli ke umelo umsolo wesithathu ukuthi ke ngoba usanga thola isikhathi ukuthi abukeke aqhathanise phakathi kwe-death certificate kaSimpiwe lo kade sikhuluma ngaye ke futhi nalo kade bekhuluma ngaye ke uma aqeda ukwenza uqhathaniso lwakhe ayibuke zombili ukuthi ngabe uSimpiwe oyedwa yini lo akhulumile ngaye ke kula uthi agcinise kavuma khona ukuthi yebo kuye ngempela nangeqiniso ke futhi ecela ke inkosi enkantolo ukuthi bayilethe phambi kwenkantolo bese inkosi enkantolo ithi ukuyibuka futhi ibukisise ukuthi ngabe yiyo noma akusiyona yini futhi asho ngeke akuphike futhi ngeke akuvume nje umela phakathi nendawo.
Will be exhibit triple W.
Triple W. Yes.
Let me put
exhibit triple W.
Thank you. This information in its proper perspective, I think in a more legal manner. The information, the contents of the document that has now been admitted as triple W can neither be admitted nor disputed or denied by the defense. Therefore, the state is put to the proof thereof. That sounds very. It sounds very accurate, rather than to say we are neutral. We're not neutral. We can neither dispute it nor admit it. However, on the basis of the fact that we cannot admit it, the state is put to the proof thereof. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Uyasho khona njalo ke umeli ukuthi angeke asu thina ume phakathi nendawo thizeni ngabe uyayivuma ke i-death certificate lena ke noma akayivumi ke kepha ke hlothi lomuso kumele ukuthi lize lisitshe ukuthi ngabe ngempela iqiniso kuyiyo i-death certificate iqiniso noma akuyona iqiniso yiyo.
Yes, sir.
In other words, my lord, just to assist the state, they just have to call a family relative of the deceased to come confirm the content of the statement. Thank you, my lord. Let me proceed.
Atukusiza ke hlangothi lezo shishiso kwamele ukuthi baceleke oyedwa womndeni ukuthi azele enkantolo.
Not that they should go and exhume. I once exhumed a body, I think 1997.
Yes, my lord.
I was in Mafikeng that time. the gentleman who died, apparently, allegedly, he had attended a Stokvel party
Yes.
on a farm where there was an entrance for blacks and an entrance for whites. And now this gentleman apparently, he refused to use the black entrance and said his money is the same as the money of all the whites were getting there. The owner of the business is a former police captain, Foster, assaulted him. Then after some time they tied him up, they pried him around a tree. They put a tire on the floor there, rotated it, and he died. And then they took his body to the police station to say he was attempting to break into their shop. There was a lady, black lady who was the station commander. He refused to take that body and said, take it to the hospital, maybe this guy is still alive. Then they took it and dumped it at the farm where he was employed. Then of course, there was a funeral. But when the family looked at the death certificate, this chap was tiny and slender. They gave a description of a fat, short guy. And Foster's defense was that the same defense. He doesn't admit nor deny that the guy who is buried there is Ratamukhatring. He puts the state to the proof thereof. Now this is about 3 years. What do you do? How do you prove it?
The state.
Yeah, anyway, I as an officer of the court then,
Yes.
I issued an order that there must be this guy must be exhumed.
Yes.
And when he was exhumed, of course, he was decomposed, but you couldn't hide the fact that he was tall.
Yes.
And when you read the mortuary certificate of death, it spoke of a short guy.
Yes.
And after investigation, the state was able, I think, to prove that it's not the same guy. Even the uncles came and said, I say, so therefore, you must tell us how you're going to prove it, not now.
Okay, ma'am. No, I will. I'll take the challenge, madam.
Okay, fine.
That, yeah.
Yes, Mr.
Thank you very much, madam. That is basically to prove beyond
Prove, yeah.
doubt the threshold that is expected of a state in criminal proceedings. But nonetheless, thank you very much, madam. We'll be waiting for the outcome of that investigation with a view to prove what the court has already alluded to. Thank you, madam. Brigadier, just for the sake of completeness, in respect of accused number 3's narrative. Now, he requests me to put to you that since he was born, he never had a dark complexion. He always had a light skin complexion as he is looking now.
Oqedela ke inkulumo ke futhi ubongile ke ngingaze kade uyisho ukuthi ngale kade khona ke inkosi enkantolo ummeli manje qedela ke inkulumo eqhamuka kumsolo wakhe amele enkantolo umsolo wesithathu okukuthi yena ke akakaze ke abe nebala elimnyama yena solo wabelethwa akakaze abe nebala elimnyama solo unebala leli analo ibala elikhanyayo na umuntu okhanyayo.
My lord, I will not be able to dispute how it looked like when he was born, because obviously I don't have direct knowledge or sight of that. However, what I can say is insofar as the photos that we went through, and we did that exercise with Advocate Mnisi, and in those photos, or rather in some of those photos, you can see that accused 3 is not bearing the same complexion that he has now. And I even narrated when I was referring to the complexion of dark brown that is contained in Steenkamp's affidavit, that it fits the description of his complexion then in 2014. And I did indicate, my lord, that yes, it is much lighter now. There's no mistake about it. But if you look at the photos of 2014, and I even said in some photos, his complexion is the same as the one of accused, I think 4 or even 5, if you look at them according to the pictures. So as to how he was born, my lord, I don't have direct knowledge. But how he looked like on the downloads that were found on his phone in 2014, he definitely didn't look like this. He was much darker, my lord.
Uyasho khona njalo ukuthi lokho ngeke akuphike noma akuvumeke ngoba kade angekho ngesikhathi esebebeletha ke umsolwa wesithathu, futhi kepha ke uma ngabe ungabuka ke izithombe lezi bona ke kade ayibuke nake umfakazi kade ke ayibukile noma ayibuka nomnumzana ke Mnisi eqhamuka ku Steenkamp la khona kade bonakala njengomuntu webala elimnyama ucishe wafana ke nomsolwa ngizobona.
Thank you, brother.
No, 3, 4, 5.
La cishe khona bafana nomsolwa wesine futhi nomsolwa wesihlanu ke ngokwebala ngoba uma ubuka izithombe zakudala zangomnyaka ka 2014 kule thoma kade beyidownloada ke khona ke lapha akabonakala njengomuntu okhanyayo njengamanje.
Thank you, Brigadier. He was anticipating that answer, and to that he requested me to inform the court or to put it to you that with that explanation, regard should be always held to the quality of the photos from which the quality of the photos and the quality of the gadget from which those photos are downloaded.
Uyabonga ke ngencazelo yakho ke kepha naye bekayilindele eqothi futhi sibukeke indlela izithombe ezibonakala ngayo ke noma abasitshengise ngayo ke futhi nequality yelana iphela yama gadget.
My lord, I agree, but what I'm saying objectively, what you found, what I saw, and this is objective evidence that we can rely on, that's what I saw. Currently, his complexion, it's dark brown other than light. And in all those photos that we know that forensically were proven that were taken by the handset that he was using, none of them resembles him or shows him in a much lighter condition in 2014, and I'm referring to the period of 2014. He is bearing the same brownish dark complexion, and that is why I'm saying that brownish complexion fits the description that was given to Warrant Officer Steenkamp insofar as the gun toddler, Advocate Mnisi was using that name, the first suspect that was carrying a firearm. Contrary to what he looks like now he's much lighter, my lord, I agree, but that's not the same complexion you see in 2014.
Yazi ukuthi ufakazi lokho engakaphike futhi noma ngakhavuma kepha ke malana nendlela kade abuke ngayo ke izithombe zangomnyaka ka 2014 kade bonakala njengomuntu ongathi unebala ecishe lathi kuba mnyama nje kancane, kepha kade angekho mnyama ngokwebala ke, kepha ke uma ubuka kwesikhathi samanje ke futhi manje sibonakala njengomuntu okhanyayo ngokwebala, akasafani nesikhathi lesi sango 2014 esindlule.
Now, he further requested me to put it to you that much to that against what Constable Zungu said, and some of the witnesses said in the house with regard to him having a golden insect in the upper, a golden insect on the upper part of his teeth, the jaw. He never had such.
Manje ufakazi bekamnumzana Constable Zungu futhi nabanye abafakazi ade bekhona ke la enkantolo bethiwa ubufakazi bakhe ade bekhona ke lapho ke ngaphakathi kulo ikhaya leliyana manje ukuthi nakade ke anezinyo legolide kuyena ke kumazinyo khala ngaphezulu uyasho ukuthi nakakaze abe nalo ke izinyo legolide kuyena.
My lord, I do not have medical records of that. What I know is what was displayed on the photos of an individual, which I said in my view resembles accused 3 with a gold teeth incision. That's what I can say, my lord.
Uyasuthi nake akanazo ke ithombe noma ke ufakazi obugcwele ke uqhamuka kuhlangothi lwezempilo ke noma bakadokotela kepha ke ngendlela yena abuke ngayo ke ithombe lena ke uyasuthi wabona umuntu ofana nomsolo wesithathu futhi lowo muntu lo ke onezinyo legolide ke.
As it is the court, my lord, may I quickly approach accused number 3? Thank you.
My lord, may I also approach accused number 2?
Thank you.
Thank you for the indulgence, my lord. Thank you. Brigadier, now Mr. Mnube further says that at one point or the other in your testimony, you referred to photo 15 of Exhibit S and identify the person who's appearing on that photo as him, accused number 3, and one of the feature of a remarkable feature of what is depicted in photo 15 is that the person appearing therein has a golden inset on his upper jaw, or upper, is it the jaw or teeth line? Yes. Now you said that is also accused number 3. Now he says to me that I need to correct you. That is his younger brother, or that was his younger brother who was known as Gwenza Gwenkosi Mnube. And
is he a twin brother?
No, not a twin brother.
No,
a younger brother.
That's what you understand.
A younger brother.
Okay.
Yes. Gwenza Gwenkosi Mnube. Oh, I'm corrected, my lord. That is the elder brother. not a twin brother, not a younger brother, but an elder brother. And he has always been dark in complexion. That is the person who had a golden insect in his upper jaw.
Ummeli thanda ukuthi alungiseke lo daba lo kade ukhulumile mabafakazi bakho ke olukhulumile mayelana nodaba lwesithombe saka 15 la khona ke washo ukuthi onake umuntu otshengala kule sithombe lesiyana ubukeka nje umuntu unebala elimnyama futhi ke umuntu khona ke unezinyo legolide la kuyena kumazinyo akhe alangaphezulu futhi uyasho ukuthi khona ke lo muntu le akuyena ke umsola wesithathu kepha ke umfowabo omdala kuyena ke uwenza kwenkosi Ncube futhi wena solo ke kade anebala elimnyama futhi uye onezinyo legolide akuyena umsola wesithathu.
My lord, I'm not aware of his brother. What I know when it comes so let's start there. And I said that person with the gold incision in my view resembles accused number 3. That's what I said.
Athi-ke umfakazi yena akazi asho-ke kepha-ke lokho kepha wathi yena ngokubona kwakhe-ke lo muntu otshangala kule sithombe lesiyana utshengakala njengomsolwa wesithathu.
And then secondly, my lord, with regard to the complexion, as I've said, even the photos, and I just don't know the numbers, but the photos that were taken on the day of the incident where accused 3 is wearing a khaki top, and I dealt with them one by one to say the khaki top or brownish fit the description that was given by the witnesses who were inside the house, insofar as the first suspect that had dreadlocks and firearm with big eyes. We dealt with that, and I said the complexion in those photos, particularly of that specific day, the complexion that I observe and that I see, it's brownish. It fits the description given of a dark brown complexion, contrary to the light complexion that he has now, my lord.
Uyasho futhi khona njalo ukuthi yena-ke malana nanoma anganasiqiniseko ukuthi isithombe siphi sikahle kahle mayelana nokuyibalo zezithombe lezi zikhona-ke futhi asho ukuthi umlisa lo kade atshengakala noma indlela kade umlisa atshengakala ngayo noma indlela lengubo zakhe kade ayigqokile ngaso mhlawumbe ingubo-ke ekhakhi-ke noma ngathi be-brown la kade egqoke kena-ke ngasenta futhi-ke nomsolo wokuqala kade-ke anama-dreads la kena-ke futhi nabantu kade bekhona ngaphakathi lapha kulo muzi nabo bamchaza ngaleyo ndlela-ke ukuthi futhi kade kumuntu onebala elimnyama-ke lo muntu loyo-ke.
Sorry, that's for my edification. Who took those photos? The ones, for instance, you see it resembles accused 3.
Yes,
Whose camera took those photos?
It's the cell phone, it's selfie, meaning it's a cell phone of accused number 3.
And of course it has got a date. Yes. On which that photo was taken.
Indeed, my lord. And it is the same phone. I even went further, my lord, to say if you look at the email number, the gadget that was used to take the photos in 2014 is the same gadget that was downloaded in 2015 when it's alleged that the said cell phone was seized from him when he was arrested for the Cleveland case 96 of 2015, my lord.
Ubani othuleke ithombe lezo ke sikhuluma ngazo ke la ithombe lezo uthi zena umlisa okhona kule ithombe lezo ke umsola wesithathu ke uyasho ukuthi umsola wesithathu umakhala kokhukhwini wakhe wathuleke ithombe lezo ke futhi ucingo nje olulodwa ke lolo ke uma ubuka iIME number yocingo lolade bakhuluma ngalo ngonyaka 2014 futhi ngesikhathi esikade aboshwa ngalo ke ngonyaka 2015 iIME number ucingo lolo iIME number yocingo nje olulodwa ke lolo ke.
But just a correction there. Actually, it's not a correction, it's just the proper perspective. I'm not so sure when the court says photos, but specifically on...
No, that's in terms of one photo.
Yes.
That's one photo.
That is photo number 15.
That's it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So on photo number 15, there's a date there. That is written IMG 2014-11-23. In other words, this photo was taken on 23. It's the information that we have with regard to that number that is depicted on top of that photo there, is that this photo could have been taken on the 23rd of November 2014. Alternatively, this photo could have been received by accused number 3's phone on the 23rd of November 2014. But yes, in respect of the downloading, these photos all found in the photo that belongs to accused number 3.
Uyasho khona ke ummeli lapho ucela ukuthi futhi alungise kodwa udaba lolandelayo ke lapho kule sithombe lesi uma ubuka lapha phezulu ke kunombhalo obhaliwe ke kulombhalo khona ke lapho ubhala ukuthi IMG space esathi 2014 1123 bese isithombe lesi kungenza ukuthi mhlawumbe ke umuntu lona ke wasithwebula nelanga la nge-23 zinyanga kaNovember ngomnyaka 2014 noma wasidownloada kwi-cellphone lakhe noma kumakhalekhukhwini wakhe noma ucingo lwakhe ke ngelanga la nge-23 zakaNovember ngomnyaka ka-2014.
Let me correct it to this. I'm not saying being downloaded. Other words, it was received. It was sent to accused number 3's phone on that date. As to when it was taken, we might not know. Those are the two options. Do you follow?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yasho ukuthi lapho ke kungenza ukuthi mhlawumbe umsolo isithombe lesi yenakhe kumakhalekhukhwini wakhe wasithola ngelanga la nge-23
Yes.
zakaNovember ngomnyaka 2014.
Thank you, sir.
My Lord, I hear what Advocate Mnisi is saying, but what I'm saying is that other than this photo, there were photos that were taken specifically on the day of the incident, 26 October 2014. And I'm saying, and this is the photos where I say accused 3 resembles the description of the first suspect that entered the house. And I'm saying those photos is not one photo, were taken by the cell phone. This is now according to the report I got from the expert. And I'm further saying, my Lord, according to the reports, the gadget that was used to take the photos in 2014, in other words, the handset, it is the same handset that was downloaded in 2015 after it was seized in possession of accused, or alleged that it was seized from in the possession of accused number 3. Now, as to whether there was this photo sent, I don't know from what number, that's not the report I got, my Lord. In other words, I do not have a report from the forensic expert that any photos, in particular this one that we're talking about, was sent from a certain device to the device of accused number 3. All I know is that it's selfies, and then I focus to those photos which I think were relevant insofar as accused number 3 is concerned, my Lord.
Uyasho ke umfakazi ukuthi ke isithombe lesi angeke asho ukuthi mhlawumbe ke umsola wasithola makaze asithole kepha kumubuka ke ithombe lezo ke zangelanga la nge-26 zaka-October ngonyaka 2014 futhi abantu abekade bekhona ke lapho ngaphakathi lekhaya leleyo ke indlela umuntu atshengela ngayo ke noma avele ngayo kule sithombe lesi ke ile ndlela bamchaza ngayo ke umuntu lo adangeni lapho ngaphakathi futhi kubathi uyena umuntu oqala wangena ngaphakathi lekhaya leliyana ke bese uthi khona njalo futhi nangocwaningo lwakhe alithole ke lwama-report eqhamuka kuma-expert nakho ukuthi kusitshela khona lokho ukuthi ngemuva ukuthi bathathe ucingo lakamsolo wakhe bathola ke ithombe lezi akhuluma ngazo phakathi kucingo lwakhe.
Thank you, Brigadier. Why do you say that photo number 15 is a selfie?
Kungani uthi isithombe saka 15 umuntu oyithathile yena mathupha?
I'm saying, my Lord, in the report that I got from the forensic expert,
Yes.
nowhere did they say to me photo 15 was sent from this gadget or that gadget. The report refers to selfies taken by the cell phone of accused number 3. That's why I'm saying I'm basing that on that context. I do not have a part in their report where they say a specific photo was sent from a specific gadget or unknown gadget to accused number 3's cell phone. I don't have that, my Lord. And that's not the briefing they gave me.
Umnotha kuthi kungani uthi ke isithombe lesi saka 15 ke umsola uyena owayithubule ke isithombe lesi ke uyasho ukuthi malana nohlelo alithole noma mhlawumbe malana nereport aqwaningo alitholile khamga lapha forensic ke akukho labathi khona ke kunocingo olithizeni noma ke umuntu othizeni othi wathumela ke isithombe asithumela ke umsola wesithathu isithombe leso ke.
And Brigadier, do you have information that photo number 15 is a selfie?
Ngabe unalo yini
From your experts?
ngabe unalo yini ulwazi olushoyo ukuthi isithombe saka 15 isithombe la khona ke umuntu ayishute sona ke mathupha amayithathe yena qondile uqhamuka kule expect yakho?
No, my question is, after his explanation, my question is, and he has information from his experts that photo number 15 is a selfie.
Athi ke manje ke umeli uqhamuka lapha kulo hlelo noma kule nkulumo noma ulwazi oluthole kule expert ngabe unalo yini into esho ukuthi isithombe lesi isithombe la khona umuntu ayithatha yena mathupha?
My Lord, I'm saying, in the report they gave me, nowhere did they say, in particular, that photo 15 was sent from a certain gadget. That's what I'm saying. What is contained in the report they gave me is that it was selfies. Hence, my Lord, they were able to show me that if you look at the gadget in terms of the email number, it is the same unit that was found in 2015 February. So there was no assertion to me that this particular photo was sent from somewhere. That's all that I'm saying, my Lord, and I'm basing this on the report, not on my expertise.
Uyasho ukuthi malana nocwaningo lwakhe ngamalana nereport ayithola ke akukho labasho khona ke ukuthi isithombe lesi ke isithombe umuntu asitholile siqhamuka komunye ke umuntu noma kulunye ke ucingo noma mhlawumbe kwenye igadget ngokwesingisi ke kungakho athena ke isithombe lesi isithombe saka selfie la khona umuntu ozithubile uthathe isithombe yena mathupha.
Thank you, Brigadier. You heard my question, and my question was subsequent to your initial answer where you made mention of a selfie. A selfie, it means you take a cell phone, you hold it in your hand, you redirect it to your face, and you shoot yourself. That's where the word selfie comes from. Now, that's where my question emanates. Those experts of yours told you that photo number 15 could have been a selfie now.
Yasho uyabonga ke ummeli futhi uyasho ukuthi ke isithombe saka selfie kula khona ke umuntu avama ukuthi abambeke ucuma makhalekhukhwini wakhe ke bese abuke ke camera ekhona kwesithombe sakho sayithubule ke isithombe ke isithombe basibiza ukuthi iselfie ke manje umbuzo ukuthi ngabe ke iexpect zakho ke mnomzana yizwe esakutshela yini ekuthizeni isithombe lesi isithombe umuntu ayithubule sona mathupha yini?
My Lord, I'm saying the experts did not say to me, because my understanding, and I'm trying to assist in answering, my understanding is that photo 15 was sent from a certain gadget. I'm saying that's not the report I got. And we're dealing with the photos in relation to accused number 3 in totality, to say these photos were found on this gadget. This gadget is allegedly linked to accused number 3. And these photos that we found were taken by Selfie. That's the report I got. So, but it was not to say analyze each and every photo and show me. What was of essence is that the phone was seized on this specific day under this case number. This is the complete data. The manner of photos insofar as accused number 3 is concerned, and the issues of the farm that we spoke about was that they were taken by means of that cell phone, which is a selfie. At no stage, my Lord, and I'm saying in general, was I told that there is any photo, perhaps I should answer that way, any photo that was transferred from somewhere to the cell phone of accused number 3. That's what I'm saying in terms of the report I received.
Yasimalana nama report ke awatholile akukho labasitshela khona ke kuthizeni ke umsolwa wathola ke ithombe eqhamuka kucingo oluthizeni noma kumuntu othizeni malana nama report akhe ngendlela asitshela ngayo nencazelo yama report wakhe qamba lapha kuma expect yasho ukuthi khona ke lapho ke babhalile futhi nanezithombe lezi ke zikhona lapho ke bathi ngemuva ukuthi bathathe isicingo la kamsolwa wesithathu ke babhala konke oqukethwe ngaphakathi kwecingo loliyamalana necase number icala leli ukuthi nako sikuthule ngaphakathi kocingo ilokhu nalokhu nalokhu kungakho yena ke athi lapho ke bona bacabanga ukuthi ke ilokozana leziyana ithombe lezi ke ithombe ayithathile yena mathupha akuzona ithombe laba mthumele khona ke.
You see, Brigadier, that is the challenge that comes up when you don't listen to the question. You would have noted that I clarified to you the court on what photo are we talking about. The photo, and then the court said, no, we're talking about photo number 15. Now we're talking about all other photos. When the court specifically said, no, we are confining ourselves to photo number 15.
Uyasho ke ummeli ukuthi yona ke inkinga lena evama ukuthi sihlangabezane nayo la enkantolo uma ngabe ke umfakazi engawulalelisisile kahle umbuzo ke ngoba umfakazi nokukhuluma ngezithombe zonke ke kepha ke inkantolo ade ikhuluma ngesithombe nje sodwa vo isithombe saka 15.
My Lord, I understand the question. Perhaps what I'm trying to get through to Mnisi is that when the download analysis were done, the process was not to say you download photo number 1, you come and get debriefed as to where it was taken, how was it moved, then you complete, you go to photo number 2, you do that like that's not how it was done. The entire downloading was done, my lord, at my request. Thereafter, the product of the entire downloading was then given to Kenneth Stein to analyze. When he gave his report together with Sergeant Mabaso, my lord, that's what I'm referring to, that at no stage did I get an ever recollection of them saying a specific photo in the downloads in totality was sent from a specific number. And I'm putting this in general because the product was given to me in general. I was not given only photo 15 or photo 17 or photo, it was a totality. Then out of that totality, then photos insofar as those that are relevant to accused number 3, and insofar as this matter is concerned, were then selected and downloaded by the analyst. This is now Colonel Stein. But the totality of the report was insofar as all the photos, my lord. So when I say in totality, I'm not moving away from the understanding that we're talking about photo 15, but I don't want to create an impression as if I sat down with the analyst and focused on photo 15 and say, brief me, because that's not how it happened. They gave me the totality and gave a report insofar as the total collection, my lord.
Uyashimana incazela ukuthi yena ke benza ke ngendlela ejwayelekile lapho ke indlela ejwayelekile ukuthi ke lapho ke badownload izithombe zonke ziphelele abavamile ukuthi ke baqale babuke isithombe sokuqala basho ukuthi ngabe yini oyibonayo ngaphakathi kwesithombe lesokuqala bese maqeda lapho kubhale phansi ukuthi ubona lokho nalokho nalokho maqeda ubhala phansi ke bese uyamuka ke kwesithombe sesibili ke yena ukuthi ngendlela abavanga ukuthi benze umsebenzi wayo ngakho ukuthi badownload izithombe zonke lezo ke ziphela ke basho ukuthi yini abayiqaphayo ngaphakathi kwezithombe lezo zigcwele futhi ziphelele abakaze benza lokho futhi umnumzana uColonel Stein noSergeant Mabaso yibo futhi ade besenza lokho ke futhi nabo abakaze bamcela mabamphoqe ekuthizini yabukeke izithombe isithombe ngasinye ekuthize benze kumsebenzi lo yonke futhi yena ayasho ukuthi mkhona lo msebenzi abawenzile kwizithombe lezo zonke ke ukuthi bayibuke ngesikhathi esisodwa futhi ngendlela eyodwa efanayo ngendlela ejwayelekile.
Thank you. The issue was with regard to the golden insect. On the basis of the allegation that accused number 3 had a golden insect in his upper jaw. Now, he says to me, in as much as you earlier on spoke of a challenge of what could be possibly done, he says he's inviting you, and that is what he says, to take him to the medical doctor at any point. You can take him now, you can take him in the evening, you can even take him tomorrow to I don't know if it's a dentist or what, but a doctor that is qualified to look into his jaw, or to his upper jaw, where it is alleged that he had a golden insect, just to go and verify it, so that we have a medical evidence before court to demonstrate whether or not he had any golden insect in his upper.
After how many years?
My lord?
After how many years?
I'm
asking you take instructions.
Yes.
Because you are talking about the time. Now,
yes.
As I listen to the evidence,
yes.
This case mainly it's about what actually happened, allegedly.
Yes, in 2014.
In 2014. Now we are 25.
2025.
Yeah,
it's 11 years.
Yes.
Actually, it's exactly 10 years and 4 months.
So the challenge is for him to call a doctor to come and verify what?
This allegation.
Of what?
The fact that some of the witnesses who were in the house are saying that the gun toter was a person, as they described him, who had a golden insect in his upper jaw. And Zoom is saying in his statement that accused number 3, on the day on which he met him, allegedly at the hostel, accused number 3 had a golden insect on his upper jaw. Mr. Gininda, sorry, Advocate Brigadier Gininda, when he was requested to go through these photos. He specifically mentioned in photo number 16, photo number 15, and identify the face of the person that appears in photo number 15 as belonging to accused number 3. He said, this to me resembles accused number 3 because amongst others he has a golden insect in his upper jaw, as it was explained or as it was said by some of the witnesses in their statement. Now accused number 3 says no, that is all a mistake. If needs be, let medical expertise come and tell this court that I had such a golden insect in my upper jaw or I never had it.
You know what, I want to be fair to everybody here.
Yes, ma'am.
People are changing their evidence. For instance, and I'm not making a finding about anything.
Yes.
It was never put to Gininda that photo 15, is it?
Yes.
Belongs to your elder brother. It belongs to number 3's elder brother. You remember?
Yes.
It was never put. Let's leave it at that.
Yes.
That was never put.
But now it's happening.
Now it is being put.
Yes.
Fine. You heard me.
But when the court says it was never been put, man, I'm putting it now under cross-examination. It's not
But the
like...
initial evidence was led when? When Mrs. Stein was here?
In
Last
August.
Last year, August.
In August.
Fine. You can put it again, no problem. I'm just saying, me, I listen.
Yes.
For vengeance.
But the challenge that I have, my lord, is that the court says that was never put.
Yeah, it was never put. That so-called insect was being worn or belongs to accused number 3's elder brother. You said what is the name? Did you hear that name?
To us, it's been put for the first
Fine,
time.
okay.
And we also just want to mention, my lord, and this is an objection, that the fact that Zungu testified that accused 3 had a golden insert in upper jaw is something that needs to be verified from the record. It doesn't accord with our recollection.
Yeah, okay, you can go on. Say.
I am saying the statement on which the state relies in order to call Mr. Zungu says that accused number 3 on the date on which they allegedly met at the hostel, Mr. Zungu, accused number 3 had a golden insect. But my lord, again, I don't understand when the court said it was never put, because it is happening now. And this witness is still under cross-examination.
It means it's in the past. It was never put. I'm not saying it is not put. It was never put. You heard me and you understand me.
No, I don't understand.
If you don't find, let's leave it
The
there.
court cannot force me to say that. As it is the court.
We are fine.
Let me approach accused number 3. As it please the court, my lord. It's just a follow-up to what the court is raising. Accused number 3 says there could not have been any reason that this information to be put to any other witness, because it is Mr. Gininda, Brigadier Gininda, who, when he was requested by the state to identify it or to go through Exhibit S, who came up and said the person or the person that is depicted in photo number 15 is accused number 3 or resembles accused number 3. Therefore, this information would only be relevant insofar as Mr. Gininda is concerned.
Yes.
State and these all other witnesses who have testified, they never said that the person depicted in photo number 15 is accused number 3.
Okay, fine. Let's go ahead.
As a court, please, my lord. We just want to indicate that Advocate Mnisi had the opportunity to cross-examine Brigadier Gininda over several days.
We know that.
And the issues that were going to be canvassed today, my lord, were just the issues arising from the documents that he requested. So
Right.
they're having a second bite at the cherry and now putting, as he's now doing, a version that was never put to him before.
It is fine, man. It is fine. Me and states will lock horns when we argue. But the fact is, the person that is depicted in photo number 15 is not accused number 3. Yes. Whether it is his brother, his elder brother, or what, it's neither here nor there. The fact is, it is not accused number 3. But let me proceed. Thank you. Now, Brigadier, you and the state says this is the second bite of the cherry. They themselves should have objected from the beginning of everything. Now they acquiesce, now they realize that the slope is getting a little bit slippery for them, and then they stand up and say, this is the second bite of the cherry. And in any event, it is in the interest of justice. But nonetheless, Brigadier, you went your way out and came up with documents which were marked as Exhibit ZZ from ZZ1 up to ZZ5. Not so. Those that we referred to as the warning statements. Not so.
Mnumzane Brigadier, athi ihlangothi lezombuso lesela laphakama lamangeenyawo lathi lokho ke umnumzana uMnisi kumele abuze kwamanje ngoba kade nesikhathi esanele sokuthi zabuze ke imibuzo yonke ke leyo mayana nomsola wesithathu ke kwamanje xa inkantolo iqhubeka phambili neminye imibuzo umnumzana uMnisi manje bathi umnumzana uMnisi naye ke lo daba lolo ke kepha ngeke amanaleke nje kanjalo ke ngoba lo muntu utshanga lapho sithombelesena ke yena umsola wesithathu futhi ukuthi ubani ke lo daba bobe bakhulume ngalo ke manje ukuthi siqhubeke sihambe sibheke phambili ukubuke kodaba lokufakazi obukhona phambi kwenkantolo obulethe umnumzana obrigadier ke oZZ1 uyofika kuZZ5.
So, my lord, yes, I'm aware of the warning statement, but the correct context, I obtained them at the request of Advocate Mnisi in particular. I offered, he rejected, he asked again. When I wanted to give them to him, there were issues, but later then there was a request, and subsequently, my lord, they were then given to him by me, my lord, at his request. So that is the context of how they came to this court.
Manodaba lama warning statement ke uyasho umfakazi ukuthi ke eqaleni umnumzana uMnisi kade angawafuni ke bese ubuya umcela ke futhi okwesibili agcine kusaka wathatha kungakho agcina afika phambi kwenkantolo.
Now, you would also recall that the reason why these documents ultimately had to be presented to court, it was as a result of the usage of the warning statement. I can't remember now what exhibit was it. That bold document that is written warning statement.
SAP 13.
No, it's not SAP 13. I think it's SAP 1.
It's 3M.
3M.
Yes, 13M. Yes. So then you offered to bring this document, now the marked exhibit ZZ1 up to ZZ5 as an indication that this document are still in use, not so.
La khona ke akayasakhuma ukuthi kwagcina kwenze njani ukuthi uthize umfazi ogcina ufika phambi kwenkantolo kepha ke uma ubuka lapha ke CPR 3M yiyona nhloso egcina ukuthi ama-warning statement agcina afika phambi kwenkantolo ngabe akusinjalo yini mnumzana?
No, so partly correct, my lord. The correct context is that it was in dispute between myself and Advocate Mnisi that the 3M document that he was showing me is not the only, that was my assertion to say, this warning statement you're giving me is not the only prescribed warning statement in the SCPS. There are many. there is no specific prescribed warning statement in the SAPS, and I said there's not even an authority that talks to that. As a result, that's when I offered to say I can embark on an exercise to show different warning statements that are currently in use, to show that this is not the only one, and there's no authority that says this is the only one that must be used.
Athi lokho cha sinjalo ke ngoba ke kunama warning statement amaningi iyona ke imbangela eyenza ukuthi yena ke nomnumzana Mnisi bangabone ngasonye ngesikhathi esade khuluma ngama warning statement ngoba ke wagcina washo ukuthi lapha ngaphansi komgaqo komthetho wokusebenza kweziphoyisa ayikho ke indlela esho ukuthi umlazi basebenzise waphi ngoba ngasebenzisa waphi ama warning statement kungakho ama warning statement emaningi futhi ehlukile.
Thank you, Brigadier. I love it when you say that the dispute between me and you was the fact that there's no authority that says only SAP 1.3 should be the document that can only be used, or that should be only be used. Thank you. Now, subsequent thereto, you brought 5 documents from 5 different police stations. Now, my numbering, it's a bit, I know they're from 1 up to 5. Now mine are only numbered ZZ4 and ZZ5. Probably a mistrail of how the others were numbered, because I want to go through them one by one.
Uyasho kona ke njalo ke ummelomelo omsolo sithathu ukuthi la kunama document ke amahlanu ehlukile futhi aqhamuka ngaphansi kwezikhumulo zamaphoyisa ke ezinhlanu ezahlukile la khona bayibhala ukuthi khona ke aqala ku-ZZ1 kuyofinca ku-ZZ5 kepha ke lapha kwakhe ke uno ZZ4 futhi no ZZ5.
Thank you, madam. May I just liaise with the state, my lord, as to the correct numbering of these documents, because I think I've numbered ZZ2, I don't have ZZ1, and I don't have ZZ3, but may I quickly approach the state so that we align the numbering of these documents?
Advocate Mnisi, we start, my lord, at ZZ2. There's no ZZ1 is the affidavit of Brigadier Gininda. We've given out the list of exhibits. They appear on page 19. We'll borrow Advocate Mnisi our set number.
Kade esho khona njalo kumele hlangothi lezoshushiso ekuthizeni ke lapha xa ku ZZ2 aqale ku ZZ1 ngoba ke lapha ku ZZ1 ke uhlelo lwafidavit la mnumzana uBrigadier Gininda so
you, my lords, for the indulgence, and thank you very much from my colleague. It doesn't look like we've got ZZ4, me. From what you gave me, it doesn't look like we've got ZZ4.
ZZ form is a precedent of a warning statement from Nelspruit Police Station.
No, but what you gave me there, ZZ, the one from Nelspruit is written 3A, 3 in bracket A.
No, it's Matsulu Police Station. ZZ3A is from Matsulu Police Station.
Then it is Aronet Matsu.
What's the problem? You guys are having the same documents and you can't read them the same way. He says ZZ3. He says it's Matsulu Police Station.
Then I don't have Matsulu. Yeah. Because I've numbered my documents according to the documents that my colleague handed me just right now. But nonetheless, we've got the gamma scope, it's 2. I have Nelspruit, it's okay. I have craft rained, which from the samples that I got from my colleagues, it's ZZ3 from craft rained, and then I've got Nelspruit, ZZ3 in brackets A. Then we've got Energy, ZZ5, and we've got Poisons, ZZ6. And this is exactly how I numbered them from the sample that I got from my colleagues. Matsuru, I think I'm missing Matsuru. However, in the meantime, I think my colleague can assist me with the Matsuru that he has. As soon as I'm done with my cross-examination, I'll hand it back to him. I don't think it's a issue. Right? Oh, okay, no, thank you. Now, Brigadier, I've got here ZZ2, which is a document that is written Takamascope, which is a warning statement. Do you have that with you there?
Yes, I do, my lord.
yasho khona njalo ke umeli uthi phambi kwakhe kune-statement esikhona-ke lapho esibhalele ukuthi ZZ2 ayide gamma scope ngabe unaso yini mnumzana ngaphambi kwakho yasho umfakazi uthi yebo usiphetha kuyena.
Thank you. Now, would you tell this court the circumstances under which you received this document?
Ungathola-ke inkantolo mayelana nesimo obona ngaso le-document esibukeka singaso.
But my lord, I was asked by the defense, that's what I said. I was asked to embark on the exercise to get different warning statements from them. Those are the circumstances. Advocate Mnisi asked me to do this, to embark on this exercise.
Uyasho-ke njalo ukuthi wena kwacela-ke umnumzana-ke umnisi ukuthi ahambe ngalolo hambo ukuthi athole-ke lama-statement angafani ohlukile.
Brigadier, I'm not asking you to repeat the reasons why or who said that you should go get this document. Now this document is before court, Takamascope, marked ZZ2. can you please, for the court, sketch out the circumstances under which you came in possession of this document? How did you get it?
Yasithe akafuni izathu zokuthi kungani agcina ke uyitholile kepha ucela ke umtshela ukuthi wagcina uthole kanjani lo hlelo lolu lwe-document.
My Lord, I got the document, or rather I embarked on the process of getting this document at the request of Advocate Mnisi. That's the first part.
Yasuthi ngenhloko ngembangela noma ngemuva kwesicelo sakaMnumzana uMnisi wahamba kuhambo lokuthi agcine ke thola ke lama document la.
Then insofar as like the one of the Gamma scope, I know specifically it was obtained by one of my members who were in the Western Cape, that side of Eastern and Western Cape, on investigation. Specifically Lieutenant Colonel Road, and then she got this specific one on top that we're dealing with, Exhibit ZZ2.
Yashuthi malana no exhibit ZZ2 wacela ke omunye uqembu lakhe yakade sebenza ngapha ke lokuzana eKapa noma lapha eMpumalanga Eastern Cape uthi zingagcina yamtholela ke idocument leli kade senza ke usesha kwecala khona ngale.
Now, what you're saying is, your colleague, you say is Lieutenant Colonel Kotse, who had some duties that he needed to go and do in the Western Cape, and then you requested him to bring you a warning statement from the Gamma scope. Is that what you're saying?
Ngabo shuthi wacela ke omunye osebenza naye ukuthi athole ke ufakazi lo noma mhlawumbe idocument leli le warning statement okade senzakala lapho ke eKapa ukuthi zathole lona ke.
No, my Lord. What I'm saying is that after the request from Advocate Mnisi, I then embarked on a process of getting different warning statements to show him that the document he was showing me as the only warning statement, that was not the only document that was being used to obtain warning statement. In the effort of getting this warning statement, this particular one, Exhibit ZZ2, I requested Lieutenant Colonel Road, not Kotse Road, because I knew she was doing investigation in the Eastern and Western Cape, to say as she passes or come across different police stations, can she obtain the warning statements that are in usage at that time during the course of her trip. And that's how I then got hold of Exhibit ZZ2, my Lord.
Yasuthi ngemuva uthi ke umnumzana ke uMnisi amcela uthathe ke uhlelo lama warning statement, yena kwacela ke uColonel Watts okade asebenza lapho ke eKapa noma kade asebenza lapho ke eEastern Cape ke ethizeni ngoba kade senza ukusesha kwamacala ophinya kwamacala kulamo province omabili ke ethizeni agcina kamtholela ke ama warning statement ke kwamacala kade abusy awaphenya.
Thank you, Brigadier. You said the name of your colleague is Ross.
Lieutenant Colonel Road, R-O-D-D-T, Road.
Ngathi uthi igama lomsebenzi wena ubani Lieutenant Colonel Road.
Oh, okay. Lieutenant Colonel Road.
Yes.
With a T at the end.
Correct, my Lord.
Thank you.
Uma uyiphethe egcina ngothi egcineni yasuthi yebo kunjalo ke.
Now, thank you. And did Lieutenant Colonel Road tell you who did he or she receive this document from?
Ngabo Colonel Lieutenant Road watshela ukuthi ngabo wathola kubani idocument leli?
Yes, he told me, my Lord, to receive it from the client office. It's at the office that is being used by detectives, crime office, where these warning statements are currently used at the time when she got there for warning statements. So that's the crime office. So it was active warning statements, not archives, currently being used at the time when she went there.
Athi yebo ke wamtshela ukuthi wathola kuphi ke lapho bavama ukuthi wenza khama warning statement wamacala ke ahlukile lapho kade lokho office lakuthola kulona ke ebhaliwe khona lapho le warning statement leli futhi icala kade besaliphenya ke bekaqede ngalo ke akusona akona amacala asile waqedile okwaphenya.
Thank you, Brigadier. Let me just bring it to your attention that it may look to all and sundry that this exercise is a flimsy one, but it will emerge at the end of it all that it's not a flimsy exercise. You see, all the questions that I'm putting it to you, I'm putting them in a particular purpose. Now, when I say to you, did she tell you from who did she or he got this document from? I mean a person, like a point of contact, not a place. Time Center is a place. I'm speaking a person.
kade ayasho khona njalo ke ummeli ukuthi lokho kubuka ngathi mhlawumbe sesihadlala nje ngesikhathi kepha kunenhloso ukuthi kungani kuza ke imibuzo lena ke futhi lokho kuyoqhamuka ke egcineni uma sayiseka emaphethelweni ngokubuza ke imibuzo yakhe ke uma uthona ngathola la client service center lokho akusho ukuthi into ade ifuna incazelo ade ifuna leyo ke yena ucela nje ukuthi umtshele igama lomuntu lo owamlethela ke ufakazi lobu the statement.
My Lord, with greatest respect, that's not what I was asked. This was not obtained during the course of my investigation where you obtained chain evidence to show where the document came from. The request was assist us, we are taking you now up, Brigadier, on the offer, to get us different warning statements from different decisions. That was the request. So I was merely responding to the request. There was no request to say the person who gave you this form must then dispose an affidavit or at least get his name. That's not the request I got from Advocate Mnisi.
Uyasuthi lo cha kade kungasiyiso ke isicelo kade siqhamuka kunomzana Advocate Mnisi ukuthi zeni ucela ke wathi yena kuyena ucela ukuthi amtholele ke ama warning statement ahlukile aqhamuka kuma police station ahlukile kepha akaze asho kena ukuthi lo muntu othizeni othi angipheke ama warning statement kwamele ukuthi naye awahambise nohlelo lakhe la affidavit olahambisana nama statement asho ukuthi mina yimi ubani wakwabani ngisebenza kuphi indawo futhi ngenze uhlelo lwami la affidavit futhi ngabe singabhala ke ama warning statement.
Thank you, Brigadier Gininda. Let me bring it to your attention very steadily that I'm not part of the prosecutor-guided investigation. I'm a defense. I cannot give you specific instructions on what to do in terms of affidavits or what. My question is, did Lieutenant Colonel Wood, as you requested him to bring this document around Eastern Cape or Western Cape, tell you this is the person who gave me the document, the name of the person?
Uyasho ukuthi yena ke angeke akuphoqa ukuthi kwamele wenze njalo ukushesha kwakho kwecala ngoba loyo ke uvame ukuthi uyizwele ngehlangothi lezombuso ke kepha ubuzo ukuthi uLieutenant Colonel of Ward ngabe watshela yini ukuthizeni le statement lesosithola kubani?
My Lord, I'm saying no, because there was no request or indication in the request from Advocate Mnisi to say, get this request, my Lord, the existence of this exhibit came as a result of Advocate Mnisi's request, not the state. If it was the state to say following investigation, yes, it would have been a different approach. And I did not want now to embark because we have bumped heads with Advocate Mnisi where he says, this is what I've asked, don't go further than that. Even on the issue of the warning statement, my Lord, the court will recall, and I've mentioned this, that first I offered, it was rejected. Then it was asked, and then when I wanted to respond, I was told then to keep quiet. Then later, then it was requested. So how do I go beyond the scope that I was being asked? The scope that was asked specific in this court, get a warning statement from different stations so that we can see that indeed there are different warning statements other than the 3M that we were disputing between ourselves. There was no request that I must then get the name of the person who actually hands over the warning statement from that station.
Uyasuthi na cha lokho akakaze kakuthole ke ngoba ke yena ke watshela ukuthi kumele enze ini noma enze ini futhi nakade bengaboni ngasonye yena ke nomnumzana Advocate Mnisi ke mara nodaba lula warning statement ngoba uma inkantolo nayo ingazikhumbuleke eqala ngesikhathi sokuqala ke kade ufuneka ama warning statement la Advocate Mnisi akaze ahambisane nalokho ke bathi bathola ke ungaboni ngasonye kuqhamuka lapho ke futhi ngemuva kwesikhathi yasho bese bamcela bamphuqa ukuthi acathule kama warning statement ahlukile angafani ngenhloso ukuhambisana ke nokushesha kwecala lena mhlawumbe noma ukwenza ke uletho ufakazi phambi kwenkantolo ke futhi uma ngabe bemcela ukuthi akenze lokho akakenze ngalendlela ukuthi then asho ukuthi nayi warning statement engiyitholile futhi ngithole kuyiphi nendawo bese ubani kade angilethele yona ke lokho kade bekazokwenza uma ngabe kade bamphoqelekile ukuthi enze lokho noma kade aphoqelekile ekuthizeni enze lokho ke uma enze isifanekiso noma sibone lapho kuyasho ukuthi lapha kwe-3M kukhona umahluko khona ke nalana lapho ufakazi bukhona phambi kwenkantolo.
And perhaps, my Lord, to assist, maybe to put this matter to the rest, if the inclination is that perhaps there's a dispute or suspicion that these exhibits are not coming from that station, the request is that then I must go back and obtain relevant statements from the relevant people at specific station. I can do that because I know that the position of the warning statement has not changed. There is still up to today, as I'm standing here, no specific prescribed warning statement. So the situation has not changed. If the view is that each exhibit must be accompanied by the person from that station who gives it, if that is the request, then we will do that, my Lord.
Athi ukujobela lapho nkulumo yakhe uma ngabe ke ihlangothi labameli noma ke uma ngabe umeli uyamphoqa noma uyamcela ke noma ufisa ukuthi kwenzeke lokho ke ukuthi ahambe kulama station ama police station ehlukile noma ehlukeneke yena ayothi akwenze lokho ke bese ahambe lapho ke kulabantu laba kade bemlethela wona ama-warning statement yakhe bese abacela ukuthi ucela bamenzele kuhlelo lama affidavit basho ukuthi ngangempela ngeqiniso yibona ke abamlekelela ekuthizeni katholeke ama-warning statement lakhe lokho uyimisela ukuthi angakwenza uma ngabe ke umeli efisa ukuthi akwenze lokho.
Thank you, Brigadier. Let me put your mind at ease. There are no suspicions. But again, let me remind you, as I told you initially, that I am not positioned to give you instructions as an investigating officer on how to do certain things because I'm not part of the prosecutor guided investigation. But my simple question is, and I realize that you have some difficulties in answering that question. Did Lieutenant Colonel Wood tell you from who did he receive this document that you then came to present before court? Answer is yes, he told me. Answer is no, he didn't tell me.
Athi-ke umnumzana advocate Mnisi yena-ke akayena ingxenye ehlangothi lezombuso-ke la basho khona ukuthi kwamele icala balisishe kanjani babayiphinye kanjani futhi bangayiphinyi kanjani-ke kepha mayena umbuzo uyathola ukuthi umnumzana brigadier ukhona ngala enkantolo unobunzima ukuthi aphindeke imibuzo noma azwisise umbuzo ngokugcwele kepha umbuzo odambuza nakuwukuthi ngabe uLieutenant Colonel Road wamtshela yini igama lomuntu owamnika ama-warning statement noma i-warning statement lesi saka exhibit ZZ2 yebo noma cha?
My Lord, I've answered the question to say no, but I've qualified it to say this no, it is not because there was no desire to get such information. It's because the request that came to me, not through the state, from the defense counsel, Advocate Mnisi, was to get the warning statements and nothing else. So I didn't want a situation where I embark on other processes to prove this chain and then we come here and then we bump heads. As I've said, there were a lot of bumping of heads when we were dealing as to get it, don't produce it and all that. The request from Advocate Mnisi was get the warning statement. So as a result, I did not give instruction from Colonel Road to say get the statement or the person who gives you. I obtained the warning statements as requested from different stations and this is the exhibits that are before court, my Lord.
Akakaze athole igama lomuntu loyo ke onikeze uLieutenant Colonel Ward iwona statement lesike ngoba ukhomiti wajobela futhi ingazelo yakhe impendulo yakhe washo ukulandelayo ukuthi ngenhloso ngembangelo ukuthi kade yena ke nomnumzana Advocate Mnisi kunokungquzulana ngamakhanda phakathi kwabo ngodaba loluke futhi akaze amphoqe noma amcele ekuthizeni ke athole umuntu noma igama lomuntu bese komuntu lo abhaleke ukuthi uyena onikeze uLieutenant Colonel Vote iwarning statement lesi saka exhibit ZZ2 bese ke yena ke kepha wamphoqa ekuthizeni atholeke warning statement ahlukene aqhamuka ama-police station amaningi ahlukene.
What I can confirm, my Lord, is that each warning statement comes from the station, a specific station depicted on top. So if, like the first one, ZZ2, is from Takama scope, that's what was being used then, and I do believe the situation has not changed. And so are the others from 3 downwards, my Lord. They come to the relevant station that I mentioned here, but no name was given to me because that was not the request directed to me, my Lord.
Inkosi enkantolo ngokulandelayo ukuthi lo hlelo lama-warning statement akhona ngaphambi kwenkantolo aqhamuka kuma-police station amaningi ahlukene njengohlelo lokuqala laka-exhibit ZZ2 loqhamuka ngaphansi kwesikhumulo samaphoyisa idegama scop la khona basithola khona-ke futhi abakaze aphoqeleke ukuthi zini asho ugama lomuntu obalethele sona le-statement lesi futhi abhale uhlelo lwafidavit lwakhe olahambisana nofakazi lo.
Thank you, Brigadier. You said no. Robert did not tell you who got the statement from. Now, very likely, I hear you say ZZ3 and all these other documents, you would not be in a position to tell this court who were they received from, not so? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but is that what you implied?
ukhulumile wathi cha mayelana nengazi lakho ngoba kaze ke utatshela ukuthi kade qhamuka kubani-ke lo hlelo lelu ungaqhamuka lapho kwezibhida ze-3 ukukhuphuka ubheka lapha kwezinye-ke iy'balo nakhona abakaze bakutshela amagama wabantu abakulethela ababanikeza zona.
Mnisi plays it on record early on today that he's received the warning statements that he asked for. It was never put on record that he didn't receive all the documents. Now the cross-examination is taking a different trajectory altogether from what, in our view, he asked for. And as Brigadier Gininda testified, that's precisely what he asked for, and he put on record that he received all the information. And now the cross-examination is taking a completely different trajectory. We submit, my Lord, that it would be unfair to us of this witness something that he didn't ask for, because precisely this information was obtained at his request, and it was given to him. He confirmed that he received what he asked for.
As it pleases the court, the view that is held by the court, insofar as my cross-examination is concerned, is faulty. Yes, I confirm that I received the documents. Probably my colleague has just forgotten that they also mentioned Matsuli, which I do not have among the documents that I have. But Matsuli is still missing. However, I never indicated even with an inch that I will not be cross-examining this witness on the strength of these documents. Yes, they are here at court, it's good, but cross-examination on the strength of this document is going to happen. And that's not an impression that I gave to the state, that upon receipt of this document, then that will be all. But yet again, my Lord, probably the state would know that many a time, it is the very same state that has been saying to the defense and bringing it to the defense mind that each document that hits the shores of this court, if it's a document, it needs to be authenticated. And we're dealing with that very same principle. Mr. Ramusipili would love to say, what is good for the Ganda should also be good for the goose. Is that not so, Mr. Ramusipili? Is that not so, Mr. Ramusipili? Thank you. My Lord, I realize that it's almost 3 minutes to 5:30. May I, yes, may I request that we adjourn upon this? It's 3 minutes to 3:30, yes. I'm sorry, our brother, new interpreter, is bringing it to my attention, my Lord, that it's actually 3, not 5. I see here it's written 15 ... 27. Now, that 5 really confuses me with the 5:30 in the evening.
Yeah, so what's your
Yes.
view, Mr.?
I request for an adjournment about it tomorrow.
Yes, Mr. Baloyi, I'm listening.
As a court case, Advocate Mnisi is in charge. We can adjourn until tomorrow.
What about the agreement we allegedly had? This is how court officials behave.
I understood from Advocate Mnisi that pertains to the cross-examination of accused number 1. He was going to wrap up cross-examination of Brigadier Gininda regarding the documents that he requested, and then thereafter request an adjournment.
So how far are you going to be for this cross-examination of the brigadier?
Excuse me, Madam, I cannot get it.
How long are you still going to be with the brigadier?
It's very difficult to tell, Madam. I may not say tomorrow or whenever. It depends on our engagement. The more we cut the answers, based on the question that I would have asked it, and you go to the point of, to the gist of the question, the better. But as to how long will we be together with Brigadier Gininda in this exercise, it was difficult for me to say as of now. Thank you.
Available tomorrow.
Yes, I'm available, my lord.
Okay, let's adjourn until tomorrow.